is Megan Hively, and I am the owner of Yoga to You Wellness. Today we will be presenting to you a sequence that can help you to cultivate some more joy into your day, maybe into your life. So joy has a lot to do with our second chakra. The chakras are energy centers in our bodies, and this particular one, our sacral chakra, is right below our belly button. This is also the center of our creativity, of our sensuality and sexuality, but it's also about adaptability and how we move through life. It is right here related with our hips. So today we will be opening hips a little bit, getting into some movements in our hips. The element of this chakra, this energy center, is water. So feel free to be a little bit more fluid in your movements today. I give you permission to shake hips and have some fun with that. We'll start with a little meditation, and then we'll get into a warm-up, a little bit of a flow, and then we'll get into some longer holds to help open this hip area. So as far as meditation, a comfortable seat. I am sitting cross-legged and on a block. You can feel free to sit on a blanket, on the floor, whatever is most comfortable. You could also lie back. We're going to play with this mudra today. It's a meditation mudra, taking our right hand into our left. Palms are up and touching the thumbs. The hands now can rest either on the hips or right below the sacral area. To me, I like to feel like it's almost cradling the second chakra. As we breathe in this meditation, on the inhale, you may want to raise the arms up, feeling energy coming right into that belly area. And on the exhale, maybe it comes down. So eyes can close here, or you might take your gaze nice and relaxed and down. As we settle in here, an inhale maybe raises your hands up to the area below the belly button. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale is feeling energy rise up to the sacral chakra. Exhale, releasing down. Breathe here, maybe with this movement. Feeling the second chakra area really starting to activate, really becoming energized. One more inhale here, bringing energy up to the sacral area. On the exhale, releasing the hands, maybe taking them palms down on the legs or maybe palms up. Taking a few moments to breathe right into the second chakra area. You might be visualizing the color orange swirling around in the space. Feeling it become more active. So from here, your eyes can gently flutter open, or you may keep them closed. We'll take our hands palms down on the legs if they're not there already, beginning some seated cat-cows. On the inhale, we find an arch in the spine, bringing breastbone forward. On the exhale, pulling navel in and rounding here. So inhale, we find this nice arch. Exhale, we round. So you're taking this as big or as small as you want to go. You may want to stay really close to the spine. You really might want to get hips and shoulders involved. It's absolutely up to you. Finding some flexion and extension of our spine here. With a few more rounds. inhale, taking you tall in a seat here. Settling in on the exhale. You'll bring your right arm above the head, heading for a side stretch. If your hips are on the ground, feel free to reach out and over. If you're on a block, continue to reach up and then maybe finding a side stretch here. Belly is in, protecting lower back. Nice inhale, brings the arm up. Exhale, we'll lower the hand down. Next inhale, your left arm reaching up. Tall spine, then finding this lateral flexion, side stretch here. Breathing into the side body. Inhaling up, bringing the hand down here, keeping a tall spine, twisting here over one side. You might take one hand on the knee, the opposite hand is behind to press you tall, maybe on your block, on the floor. Maybe looking back, shoulders are down. And inhale will bring you back through center, twisting over our opposite shoulder. Beautiful. We'll inhale back to center. If you're sitting on a block or a blanket, I encourage you to remove it here. We're going to start getting into some rotation of the spine. On an inhale, bringing our body forward. On an exhale, we're going both ways. So either direction that you want to start with. Inhales, bring body forward. Exhales, back and around. Again, you take this as big or as small as you want to go. You might want to stay right near the spine, or you might want to really let this go. Getting into hips, getting into shoulders, little hair toss through center. Why not? Get a couple more rounds this direction. Really getting into the sacral chakra area with this motion. When you're ready, we'll switch directions. That inhale, bringing upper body forward, back and around on the exhale. Beautiful. Nice. Got a few more rounds here. Neutral spine, feeling those sit bones nice and grounded here on the floor. From here, we'll make our way into a tabletop, coming to the side, making sure we stack our shoulders over our wrists, our hips over our knees. Continuing with cat-cows here, on the inhale, we drop the stomach and look up. On the exhale, press into the hands and round. Your breath, your time as we breathe here into our cow. Exhale into the cat. Good, beautiful. So a few more rounds of the spinal flexion and extension, getting into the hips as well. Next inhale, coming to a neutral spine. Playing with the hips a little more here, we'll sit into one side, finding these little semicircles coming up on the opposite side. Almost like a half of a hula hoop here. And stretching the hip, you can hang out somewhere if it feels good, or you can continue with this motion, this side to side, getting into this area, our hip area. Playing around a couple more breaths. Nice. Good. From here, we'll bring those toes together, knees wide, sitting back into a child's pose. Reach the arms forward, letting forehead come down. Sitting back into the heels here, using this as a hip opener, hip stretch. Again, feel free to rock side to side, playing a little more of the fluidity here. Feeling a little more flow of energy through the body. From here, an inhale will bring you into a tabletop. We'll tuck toes and find the downward facing dog from here. So in your down dog, feel free to pedal heels. Anything else that's going to feel good in the body. We make sure here in the down dog that we have the belly button pulled into the spine, that we're protecting shoulders and wrists, using our core here. Again, feel free to get a little more into the hips. You might start to take this movement a little more fluid, letting hips come out to the side a little if it feels right to you. Playing around with this motion. From here, make sure your belly is pulled into your spine. We're going to inhale the right leg up into a 3-point. So we're here in our downward facing dog, making sure the belly button is pulled into spine. We'll inhale right leg up into a 3-point, extending long through the heel. Go ahead and bend this top knee. We're bringing heel to glute, knee to ceiling. Feel free to start taking little hip circles here if it feels right in the body. Finding some more space in this hip. Really beautiful, very nice. So an inhale, we'll straighten the leg. We're going to step the foot between the hands, finding a low lunge. From here, the back knee drops, toes untucked. Option for hands by our front foot on the knee or overhead or maybe on some blocks. We're taking a few breaths here to open this back hip. Nice, breathe, beautiful. Nice, we're going to sit back here into what's called a split prep. So we want to do our best to keep our left hip over our left knee and then extend our right foot forward, again using blocks to bring floor up to you. Always a nice help. And this one, feel free to bend the right knee. This is the leg that's extended out. Kind of breathe into the back of the leg, beautiful. From here, we're going to shift weight forward, tuck the back toes, start to straighten legs as we take this quarter turn, so we're wide leg on our mat. From here, left knee bends, so we find this inner thigh stretch here along the right. We're sitting hips back. Whatever bend feels right. Again, we can use blocks, bringing the floor up to us. So So we breathe into this inner thigh here on our right. One more breath. Good, beautiful. We're walking now to our left foot, maybe at the back of our mat. We're going to step back to a plank from here, finding the downward facing dog. And with belly in, this time that left leg extends up, kick through the heel, find all of the space. And we bend the knee to open your hip. Again, feel free to circle the hip, knee to ceiling, finding some space here in the hips. And we'll inhale the legs straight, coming into your runner's lunge, stepping left foot between the hands. If it takes you a few times to get that foot up there, no worries. But when you're ready, we'll drop the back knee, toes untuck. Again, hands are by our front foot on the knee, overhead, or maybe on some blocks. Sides are different. You find what works on this side. Very nice. We're going to sit back here into the split prep. So again, we work to keep our right hip over the right knee as much as possible, then extend left foot forward. Good. Definitely have a micro bend in this leg, but it's extended out. You can take a deeper bend if you need. And we'll take one more breath here. We'll begin to bend the front knee as back toes tuck. Take that quarter turn again. This time we'll bend the right knee. Sitting hips back, getting into the inner thigh here on the left. Again, feel free to use blocks underneath your hands as we open up the left inner thigh. Walk our hands to our right foot. This time we'll step our left foot to meet our right in a forward fold at the top of our mat. Hanging out here for a breath or two in this forward fold. You have the option of grabbing an elbow in each hand. You can sway, you can just hang out and be really static in the movement here. Or lack of movement, it's static. From here, right hand is coming onto a block, or maybe even onto the right knee. We're going to inhale the left arm up as we sit left hip back. So right knee is bent as we booty tooch out our left hip here. Maybe feeling this along the IT band, outer glute. And exhale, we'll lower the left hand. Maybe you find a block as we inhale, right arm up, sitting right hip back. Breathe. Lowering both arms down here. We'll find some length. Straightening our back, touching our legs somewhere. On the exhale, fold forward. We're going to inhale, arms above our heads. As we bring hands to heart center on our exhale. Take a breath. Beautiful. We're going to find a chair from here. So we can bring big toes together, or maybe your feet are a little bit more apart. It's really what feels right in your hips. We're going to bring arms up as we sit back here. Making sure the belly is pulled into spine. Your gaze can be down, or you might look up, finding some more space through the chest. What feels right to you today? From here, if you want, if you feel it, we can start to dance the hips a little, playing around with those joyful, fluid movements. A little dancing here as we are in chair. And we'll take a strong inhale here. On the exhale, we'll fold forward. We find some length on this inhale. As fingers come down, we're going to lunge our left leg back. You have the option to lower this back knee. Otherwise, on an inhale, we're going to bring the arms up into a crescent lunge. We're up on our back toes, feeling very powerful and strong here. Inhale, straightens front leg as we bring arms up. Exhale to the runner's lunge, and we'll take a quarter turn to be wide leg on our mats. An inhale brings arms above your head. And we will find a goddess here. Plie down and hold, hang out. Good, breathe. Again, feel free to rock this out. Any movements that feel good right here, getting into the hips. Maybe butterfly those knees out, just a couple of breaths. We'll inhale, arms up, take toes forward. Fold forward here. So we walk to our left foot, back of the mat. Finding a plank and pressing to your downward facing dog. Feel free at any point if you'd like to take that vinyasa by lowering to low plank, cobra or up dog and down dog, feel free. Always your option. We're going to inhale up on those toes here, walking to the top of the mat. Lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms above your head. And hands to heart center on the exhale. Take a breath. Find your chair and hang out here. Feel free to dance those hips a little bit if you like. Rocking them side to side, feeling that water. Energy, the more fluid energy. And then we'll take a strong inhale here. And exhale, fold. Lengthen on this inhale. We lunge our right leg back on the exhale. Again, feel free to lower the back knee or inhale up strong into this crescent lunge. And breathe. Inhaling, front leg straight, arms reach. Runner's lunge on the exhale. We'll take a quarter turn to be wide leg on our mats. Your next inhale, arms come up. As we goddess down on the exhale, toes face the corners of our mat here in a goddess. Plie down, beautiful. Again, feel free to sway. Find your own inner music. We're going to inhale, arms up, toes forward, straighten legs. We fold forward here, coming back to the front of our mat. We step back to our plank here. Finish if you want with a vinyasa or press to your downward dog. Beautiful. One more time with this little sunbeam variation. We inhale up on the toes, exhale, walk the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. So we inhale, arms above your head. Hands to heart center. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Lengthen. Left leg lunges back. Exhale. Inhale to crescent. Exhale, arms down. Take a quarter turn. Your next inhale, arms up. Goddess down. Inhale, arms up, toes forward. Fold forward. We're at the back of our mat, finding your plank, vinyasa, or your downward dog. Inhaling high up on toes, we walk to the top of the mat, exhale. Lengthen. Exhale, fold. So we inhale, arms above your head. Heart center. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Lengthen in between. Right leg lunges back. crescent, inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge to a quarter turn. Your next inhale, arms are up. Hello, goddess. Inhale, arms up. Fold forward. We are back to the front of our mat. Stepping back to the plank here. Finishing with a vinyasa or a downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhaling into a tabletop from here. Go ahead and cross your ankles to have a seat. Beautiful. Coming into some longer holds here. So we've warmed up our body, we've warmed up our hips. Coming into some longer holds here, and we will start with a seated butterfly by bringing our feet together. So there are a couple different options from here. We could place a block underneath each knee. That can help you to feel more stable. You can also sit on a blanket to lift hips up. A lot of times what gets us stuck are our bones, how they're stacked, not necessarily how tight our muscles are. So lifting up on a blanket can help. We'll take a strong inhale here to lift the spine and begin to hinge forward with belly in. Letting go where we can to find some more space in our hips. Beautiful. Here is where we might start breathing back into our sacral chakra. We might start visualizing the color orange swirling in this area. Another thing to play with is maybe think about a time when you were really joyful. And allowing those feelings to come to you here. We have a couple more breaths. Inhale, we'll bring your upper body up here. We can bring knees together, releasing any blocks, any props. Feel free to maybe windshield wiper the legs a couple of times, letting the energy flow back through. And then we'll work toward a wide leg forward fold. So again, you might want to sit on a blanket to raise up the hips, give you a little bit more space. We're going to take the legs wide from here. And toes will point up, knees will point up. And you take hands behind and find a lift here. So you from here, if you find an arch in the lower back, you're already pulling on the hamstrings and on the inner thigh, and that may be plenty for you to stay right here with a little lift. Maybe hands are on blocks behind. It's a great place to stay. But if you have more space and want to begin to fold forward, you can go for that here too. We opened up the inner thigh, playing with the goddess in the stretch at the beginning. Good, beautiful. Nice, just a couple more breaths here. See where you can let go. Maybe if you can get a little bit deeper. Really nice. So we'll begin to bring upper body up here. Bringing legs together, we might find another windshield wiper. Beautiful. We're going to make our way onto our backs from here. Maybe grabbing behind the knees, creating a scoop, pulling belly into spine, and we'll roll down from here. Good. We'll find one bridge. Our heels are close to our glutes here. On an inhale, you'll press into the heels to lift hips up. You keep your gaze to the ceiling, protect the neck. You might clasp hands, though, underneath the back, reaching fingers toward your feet. Inner thigh engaged. Pretend like you have a block between the thighs, or maybe you literally put one there. A few more breaths. And exhale will lower you down nice and slow here. Take a moment to windshield wiper the legs. And once the back feels nice and neutral, we'll bring knees into the chest. A nice squeeze here. Coming into a happy baby. This will be our inversion. For happy baby, we can reach on the inside of the knees. We can grab our ankles outside the feet. Maybe we grab outside of the knees if that's not quite available for us yet. The feet. Knees are outside of the shoulders. Feet toward the ceiling. Or we can always bring the feet together in a butterfly if that is more comfortable for you. So we take a couple of breaths here in a happy baby. Opening adductors here, the inner thigh is also getting into hips. One more breath. We will bring knees back into our chest. Extending left leg long, we'll leave right knee in. You might circle in the hip socket here, feeling how open this hip is. And then we'll take this knee across the body as we extend right arm out, maybe looking over right shoulder. And we'll bring knee back in, a nice squeeze here. And release. Left knee is coming in, a big squeeze. You might circle the hip a few times. And when you're ready, we'll take this knee across the body. The left arm extends out. As we come back to center, giving knee a squeeze. And letting this leg go. Finding your rest pose here as we allow everything to settle into the body. Your breath might come back to that sacral area, our area below our belly button. Visualizing the color orange, maybe swirling here. As we're activating this joy, this creativity. And then letting all effort go here in your Shavasana. feel free to stay in your rest pose. But if you're ready, allow the body to awaken. You might start taking small movements, wiggling fingers and toes. And bigger movements until eventually arms come above your head, stretching you long here from fingertips to toes. And rolling on to your favorite side. Take a moment to transition from your mat to your day, feeling some gratitude for your body, for everything that it does for you. Feeling free to send some gratitude to yourself for taking time for you. And when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a seat. It has been an honor to lead you today through this joyful practice. I hope you enjoy. Namaste.